Hey, what's good, YouTube? Shami UFC here. Shout out to Blaze P4P. He recommended me to use Johnny Bones Jones for my next video, so that's what we're gonna do for today. Some of the showcases have been dropped because not many UFC events are on, so that's what I usually do, like showcases on fighters that are about to fight and alter ego showcases. Well, since that's running a little bit dry, I thought maybe, start doing like subscriber request showcases to spice up a little bit. I personally love using Johnny Bones Jones, but it's not an easy fighter to use. That's why I like it. It's a bit of a challenge because this game is emphasized on a lot of boxing, right? So using someone that's pot-shotting and keeping distance in a game where footwork isn't the greatest is a big challenge. So, using our front kicks, you gotta use our side kicks. The oblique kicks are also really good to keep them back. And mixing up the spinning body kick with the side kicks is really good. If I keep pushing him with a certain side kick, he'll start circling into my spinning body kick direction. Because once he starts circling away from, let's say, my rear side kick, then my spinning body kick is going to land just like that. It's going to land very easy. You're going to want to use your elbows and your knees when in the pocket. And you really just want to tap that body up with side kicks, spinning body kicks. These things will definitely add up. We're going to get a nice single leg out in the open, and we're going to turn it down. Just going to be taking our time. Just seeing what our opponent wants to do. He tries to go up, so we're going to deny that, of course. And we're going to punch one time. We get max GA, and we're able to transition. The guy we were facing, he was pretty much just spamming the sprawl fake with no intentions of getting up. So, if you do want to sit here and do this, I'll rack up control time. I'll take a win like this any day. Because what he's trying to do is make the grappling as boring as possible, so it stops me from trying to grapple him again, which that just won't work. Because what this tells me to do is I'll just get top mount, or I'll stay in half guard and do damage from there if that's how he wants to play. So we're just going to take our time. At the end of the day, we're still controlling him, and he's not really hurting us, and we're winning the round very easily. Yeah, I cut that part out. He wasn't skipping the in-between rounds cutscene real quick, so cut that out real quick. Yeah, some people do that when they're frustrated. But yeah, you see, we're just trying to keep our distance. We're trying to keep him away. We switch to southpaw and hit him with a nice spinning body kick. Look at that. We deny that takedown, and we hit R1X. And we do a nice hip toss. I believe that's a hip toss. I'm not like a grappler, so that's the wrong term. My bad. Yeah, you see, this time we take mount, though. We're going to take full mount. Just take our time. I want to see what he's going to do. So he goes left. We're going to deny that. We're going to try to punch with some GA. He does deny us. We deny him. He tries to go right. Still taking our time. We're going to posture up down this time to switch it up. We're going to end up rocking him. We're going to posture up, hold R1, L2, and flick down to get a free armbar entry, which is undeniable. You can only do this when you rock someone on the ground. And we locked up a nice armbar, which destroys the block also, because it's hurting your arm, so your block health is going to be significantly lower when you get an armbar locked on you, or a Kimura. Boom, just taking our time, trying to see what comes to us. We're going to deny his power transition, I believe. And we're going to lock up an arm triangle. We're going to take our time. We're holding R1 to cook the stamina. We got the stamina lead. He goes right. We deny it. Then, of course, we're going to go up. We got full GA. And boom. That's that. Nasty submission win. Alright, on to the next. We got another Aspinall. Yeah, like when you do like deny someone's takedown, you could hit R1X, R1 circle, I believe. It just depends, I think, which stance you're in on which takedown you're gonna do. Usually you'll do like a power single, or you'll do like a hip toss in the side saddle. Look at that, we're hitting up those side kicks. We catch his kick and we hit R1 circle and we sweep him in the side control. We're gonna deny right 2 times, 3 times. Look at that. We're gonna lock up a Darce real quick. And that's it. On to the Sirigan fight. Sirigan, we already know, has really fast kicks, strong kicks, amazing footwork, very high punch speed. We could definitely kickbox with him a little bit, but we definitely want to get him to the ground when we have the opportunity. We rip off a nasty roundhouse. And the heavyweight version has a 5-star spinning body kick because he did finish Stipe with it in his most recent fight. Yeah, I wasn't trying to keep throwing these side kicks. I was trying to throw an oblique kick. It still worked out anyways for us. Yeah, I think I was holding an extra button by accident. I'm not used to throwing obliques. I usually throw obliques when I'm using Jon Jones because, you know, that's one of his signatures, you know. That's something he's very known for throwing. So, try to counter him with elbow. He blocks the body shot counter. Just taking our time right now. I did that push away by holding R2 and then pressing triangle and circle. And if I was in orthodox, it would be R2, square and X. It's basically just holding R2 and pressing the clinch button. You'll do a push away, but you do get vulnerability when you do it, so just time it well and use it to maintain kickboxing distance. I'm going to start adding that into my game more, so look at that. Counter him with an elbow for missing that kick. Trying to use those teeps. Trying to keep the distance, you know. Jon Jones isn't much of a boxer. You could throw a little bit more with heavyweight Jon Jones because he did get a real good buff to his punch speed along with like his jab cross move level. So you can actually throw your hands a little bit more. But we're going to shoot a nice takedown. We're going to turn it down. We're going to see what he could do on the ground. Jon Jones is definitely best to be used in like an all-around fighting style. Like you want to mix in your grappling, kickbox, you know, counter people with knees and elbows in the pocket, drain them, drain their stamina, and just, you know, get them down to the floor. That's the best way to use Jon. You can definitely use him on striking only. It's definitely an amazing challenge. It's not for everybody though. Alright, on to the next. We got a Volkov. Respect to my opponent though. You know, he did go random. So we're just going to take our time here. This opponent is very aggressive, which will play into our style, you know, as the fight progresses, you know. Don't expect to be perfect in this game as far as encountering people because if you see my fights, sometimes people will get a decent amount of damage off, like in the beginning, because I'm trying to make the reads, and I'm not just committing to random head movement. That's what a lot of, you know, newer players or unseasoned players are going to do. So we gotta make sure, like when we're moving our head off center line with no block, we gotta be fairly certain for what's coming out. If you can't predict your opponent, you shouldn't be moving your head with no block. You know, sure, sometimes you may get lucky here and there, but when you start facing better opponents with higher skill level, it's going to cost you a lot of fights. So, you know, the biggest thing I can tell you guys, when you're moving your head, don't hold block as often. You know, if you are going to block some strikes, just hold block and, you know, move with footwork a little bit, because I used to do it too. You know, I used to move around with my block and move my head off, center line with my block up, and they would throw hooks and my block would get shredded up. So you see how I'm blocking strikes, I'm not really moving my head. And it also makes your head movement a lot slower. So look at that, we hit him with a pull elbow because he's been throwing the jab and then a rounded strike. So we made that read and we pulled that strike. Yeah, a little lag spike right here. So I just blocked my head. Look at that, another pull counter because he's throwing the same thing. We read that. Perfect example. I blocked it probably like what, 4 or 5 times. Now I'm gonna start doing the counters because he's consistently doing it. Look at that. Boom. Another pull elbow counter. And that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video.